everybody. This is Kitchener Panthers baseball on YouTube. My name is Mark Pare, taking you through the sights and sounds of this afternoon's contest between the Kitchener Panthers and the Brantford Red Sox. Kitchener, they've been struggling, to say the very least. Losers of 4 straight games to start the season, but they picked things up on Friday night in London, courtesy of a 5-2 victory. We're going to take a look at the highlights right here, right now. And it was basically the Nick Parsons and Jose Vasquez show as we get started here in the first inning. There's Stephen Whalen up to bat. Hill actually knocked through an RBI double into the outfield. This will drive home a run, made it 1-0 Kitchener. And as I just talked about, folks, Jose Vasquez, what a game he had in this one. A complete game, and he was bringing the gas. Shuts down Andrew Lawrence. Caden Cardoso, goodbye. Swing and a miss for strike 3. And then Starling Joseph here as well. Strikes out the side in the bottom of the first. Jose Vasquez got it started early and got it started often. And as you see there, Byron Reichstein also K'd back in the second inning as well. It was already 2-0 Kitchener as Kitchener had a run in the top of the second at that point. Vasquez actually retired the first 7. 5th inning we go. Jordan Carthy, a bloop single into shallow right field. That made it 3-1 Kitchener. And as we talked about before, Jose Vasquez, he was getting it done, but the defense behind him, oh my goodness. They were getting it done when they needed to. As you'll see here, the delivery to Champ Garner as he puts it deep into center field. But oh no, the Golden Jet himself, Jet Jarvis, just tracks it down, and you'll see it there again. Falls to his stomach right in front of the warning track, makes the diving catch. What a job there by Jet Jarvis. He'll be leading off here today. The other guy, Nick Parsons. Oh my goodness. Just take a look at the crack of this bat.
And Parsons will belt one out to left field. That one is well gone. It is a home run for Parsons.
Nick Parsons, his first of the season, and that was a big one. That made it 4-1 Kitchener at that point in the 7th inning. And then bottom 8, more from Jose Vasquez. Gets Cardoso swinging yet again. Again, it was 5-2 Kitchener, top of the 9th, getting ready to come up here. It goes to the bottom of the 9th. Vasquez still in there, men on board. Ty Mosher at the plate. Swing and a miss, and that finished the ball game. 12 strikeouts for Jose Vasquez. The complete game, 124 pitches, an unbelievable performance. Safe to say he's not going to be playing in this game here today. As we take a look now in the outfield here at Jack Couch, a quick check of the lineups, and then we'll go to break. As we see here, the Kitchener starters, Jet Jarvis, Raul Gonzalez, Nick Parsons, as you saw there, he's in the 3rd spot. Junior Ibarra is in the cleanup spot, DHing today. Ryan Burnside will actually take over duties in behind the dish, being the battery mate to the starting pitcher for today. That is going to be Dakota Parsons. So keep that in mind. There's 2 Parsons in this game for the Panthers today. Stephen Whalen, Cale Murray, and Luke Murray, the brothers, the call-ups from the junior squad, and Nolan Misa down in the 9-hole at first base. Then Jordan Lewis, Gus Wilson, Matt Fabian, Nick Burdett, Jeremy Viu, Lucas Bateman, Kieran Bowles, Roger Keane, Jarrett Lupton. That is your lineup for the Brantford Red Sox. We're going to go to the anthem, so we're going to go to a break. When we come back, we got baseball on tap here at Jack Couch. Stay with us. This is Kitchener Panthers baseball on YouTube.
Located in the heart of downtown Kitchener, the museum is an emerging cultural hub of activity.
Well, the museum is an organization that's on a high trajectory, and we have raised the bar cultural. Generally, I believe.
Unheard of in smaller towns, the museum has housed world-renowned exhibits such as Andy Warhol and now the Titanic.
Titanic is a spectacular exhibit. It's a very, very personal exhibit. As you come through, you're given a boarding pass and you assume the name of one of the people actually on the ship.
With Kitchener's high-tech industry rapidly growing, plans for expanding the museum are also in the works.
So our plans for the future are to grow our footprint and add more space so that we can get to a point of having 2 exhibits at the same time, one focused on the technology side while one's focused on the art side.
Minutes from city center condominiums, your days of leisure will only be enriched by a visit to the museum.
At Enterprise, we're a committed team, helping you get to what matters most. Getting you there begins with our employees, who are motivated to make a difference for you every day. Connecting you to all the places you love. Enterprise.
And welcome back inside Jack Couch Park. This is Kitchener Panthers baseball getting set for the Panthers and the Red Sox here on a beautiful Sunday afternoon. And I mean, it is a scorcher. Hopefully you brought your umbrellas if you're at the park here today. If you're not, it's a good note for the future. Make sure you bring the umbrella. Make sure you keep cool, keep hydrated. It's going to be a long summer otherwise. And if you're as fair-skinned as I am, you might end up 3 shades in the red side, if you know what I mean. It's not fun. Let's just put it that way. You see on the hill, that is Dakota Parsons getting the start here for the Kitchener Panthers. Of course, for Mr. Parsons, he will be tossing the ball to Ryan Burnside, as mentioned before, Junior Ibarra, and that's going to be something you're going to be seeing with a little bit more regularity this year. With the Panthers last year, Ibarra, yes, he can handle the lion's share of the load, but until Marcel Lacasse was picked up last year, you saw that Ibarra was playing more often than maybe to their liking in a sense. It's a tough job behind the plate. It's one of those things where, it goes to your knees. But again, Ibarra's been around for a long time. He is quite adept behind the dish as a catcher. He's one of the best defensive catchers in the world that is not playing Major League Baseball. And, you have to give these guys a bit of a break every now and then. So that's why you're seeing Ryan Burnside here today as we are getting set for some baseball. And at 2:01, the delivery to Jordan Lewis hits the outside part of the plate, but not going to get the call, so that's going to actually be ball 1. The righty with the delivery, swing and a miss. That was a big hack there by Jordan Lewis. As the count evens up at 1-1. That's the sign from Burnside. Another big hack at that one. And just like that, now Parsons ahead of the count at 1-2. Here's the delivery, and that one's going to be blooped into right field, and that'll be a base hit to lead things off here for Mr. Lewis. So the leadoff man is aboard for the Brantford Red Sox here on this Sunday afternoon. And we'll take a look now at the defensive alignment for the Kitchener Panthers. See out in the outfield, Cale Murray is in left. Luke Murray is out in right, so the brothers are on the outside. And centered in there in center field by Jet Jarvis. The runner goes on the pitch and in, and he is safe by a mile there at second base. So now a runner is on second. Of course, that did cross the plate, so it is a strike as well, as you'll see here, a conversation happening between Burnside and Parsons, just trying to communicate, get their bearings together. And that's going to be something you're going to see this season as well, because there is that rule change as well where they're trying to limit the amount of mound visits. They're trying to make sure that they want to cut down time. Let's just put it that way. Nobody wants to be here for 4 straight hours. As much as we love baseball, 4 hours can be a little bit much. As Gus Wilson at the dish here. Of course, for Wilson, second IBL season. It's with the Victoria Harbor Cats back in 2019 as he sends one into center field. And rounding over to third is Lewis. And first 2 men for the Brantford Red Sox are on the board.
Right fielder number 24, Matt Fabian.
And here comes the Rookie of the Year from last season, Matt Fabian. And what a season he had a year ago. Constantly in the conversation as one of the top hitters in the IBL. Definitely earned his stripes as the Rookie of the Year. And he'll take a first pitch strike. So for Fabian, the infielder, as mentioned, last year's Rookie of the Year in the IBL, plays Division III baseball in the NCAA with Ithaca College. And he is playing in right field today. You have Gus Wilson over at short. Those are your first 3 batters. The runner goes off the pitch, and that one's going to go and land into center field, and that is going to bring in a run. And Brantford opens the scoring here in the first. Trying the pickoff attempt, and it looks like Brantford is going to be playing that aggressive game here throughout the afternoon. They have started their runners early. So the count now 1-2. And that one's going to be chopped down the first base line, foul. So we are going to keep an eye on things as this game progresses, as we'll see if that aggressiveness continues for the Brantford Red Sox. Again, this is a team that has been mired in, the basement of the IBL for a few seasons here. But starting to pick things up a little bit more. You have guys that are returning for second seasons, as mentioned, Gus Wilson, Matt Fabian. Dakota Parsons had to take a moment there. So get the sign from Burnside. 2-2 counts. And the delivery. That one's downstairs, trying to pick the bottom corner, but just couldn't get it there. There's Nick Burdett on deck here. It's one of 4 games in the IBL. There are 2 other games that are happening. Actually, all 3 are happening right now. And that one is going to be outside, and Matt Fabian will be issued the free pass. And that'll bring up Nick Burdett with 2 men aboard.
That's maybe hitter number 25, Nick Burdett.
Nick Burdett, he's been around these parts for a long time. The Brantford native in his 11th IBL season. He's a member of that championship victory back in 2013. The delivery and the runners go. The double steal attempt, and they will get him over at third base. Good throw by Burnside, and there's Nick Parsons, the third baseman, getting the glove down and tagging out Gus Wilson. And just like that, that's the first out of the inning. And that one just below the knees of Burdett. Put the count at 2-0. Parsons. So look over. He's really trying to find that inside a little bit more, but I think he's just more trying to press Burdett off the plate a bit. Burdett does bring a lot of power. See if he can get it here. The 3-0. He's ahead of the count. Swinger count here, and that one's going to be right down Broadway for strike one. Fabian over at second on the double steal. You might even call it just like a fielder's choice stolen base, if anything, but that's not really the technical term here in baseball. That one's well inside, and Burdett's going to be put on first base on the walk.
Pitcher number 12, Jeremy VU.
So that'll bring up Jeremy VU. Another one of those guys that have been around the block a few times. He's in his fourth IBL season, played in Hamilton back in 2021 and 2022, I should add, before moving over and doing what the Bulldogs did and moved from Hamilton to Brantford for 2023. First, an OUA Rookie of the Year back in 2018. Runners on first and second, the 1-0, and that one's inside. It's the count at 2-0. Lucas Bateman, the only junior on the lineup card for the Brantford Red Sox, he is on deck here. Panthers have a couple of juniors in the lineup today. Check swing, and they're going to get him for a strike. Let's put it at 2-1. Delivery and trying to hit the outside of the plate. Really working the plate well is Dakota Parsons here. He's trying to get just a little bit of variety, trying to throw off the batters on where these pitches are landing. And that one's inside. 3-1 count, and that's going to be a walk. And that will load the bases for Lucas Bateman.
Third baseman number 29, Lucas Bateman.
So not exactly the start that you want from Dakota Parsons. He has given up 2 singles and has walked 3 straight batters. The only out came on that pickoff over at third base. Of course, Lucas Bateman is the third baseman for today's game. That one's into the dirt. Good protection there by Ryan Burnside. That almost went out to the backstop. That would have advanced the runners and put a runner across the plate. So the bases remain juiced. The junior Sox call up. Watches that one go at chest level, and I'm going to say that was a ball, even though it was just above chest level. Here's the 3-0. And there's a strike as Bateman watches that one go across. Parsons finding the dish there. This is a big opportunity if you're the Brantford Red Sox, as that one goes well inside, and the bases loaded walk will drive in Matt Fabian. Make it 2-0 Red Sox.
First baseman number 10, Kieran.
And this is a great opportunity if you're the Red Sox. Just try to pile on some runs early here. If you do, you could really take this game out of reach in the early going here. As Kieran Bowles will be at the plate here. Burdett's at third, Viu's at second, Bateman's at first. The umpire does come out. Should mention that Daniel Newell is the home plate umpire calling the balls and strikes. Crew chief James Lyles over at third. Adam Fanjoy working first base. And there's a strike up high to Kieran Bowles. As you see there, just in the top left corner of your screen, that is James Lyles. He'll be the one that you'll more than likely see bouncing between third base and second base with the three-man umpire crew trying to go over to first to Bateman, but Burnside holds off. Could be a good double play opportunity. Swing and gets a piece of it. Parsons over to first. They'll get the one, but that will bring in a run, make it 3-0 for the Red Sox.
Left fielder number 34, Rodner King.
So the Red Sox have officially batted around the order here in the first inning. Actually, nope, my mistake. There is one left. Jarrett Lupton on deck. This is the 8th batter of the inning. Was never good at math. There's strike one to Mr. Keene. Wearing number 34 this afternoon. Keene in his 5th IBL season, the Kitchener native. Hit a home run in this ballpark a year ago. There's a strike. As Parsons locking in a little bit here is quickly ahead in the count, 0-2. It's an opportunity here to get out of the jam. The 0-2 swing and a miss. He got him. And that will finish off the inning. It is 3-0 for the Brantford Red Sox. We're going to take a break. Stay with us. This is Kitchener Panthers Baseball on YouTube. We'll be right back in 30 seconds.
After the top of the first.
Every day, Canadians come to YouTube to entertain and be entertained, to find the inspiration to create amazing things, even turn adversity into opportunity. And while some look to grow their business, some just want to help us learn a thing or two. Every day, Canadians count on YouTube to build their future, learn new skills, and inspire others.
Your 50-50 tickets from today's game during the
And welcome back inside Jack Couch Park. Jeremiah Sucre on the hill here for the Brantford Red Sox. A little bit of work to do here for the Kitchener Panthers. Down by 3. A 3-0 score line. Dakota Parsons allowing the first 6 runners of the inning, first 6 batters, I should say, to reach base. And of course, they will try to pick up where they left off back on Friday against the London Majors, where the offense really started to come out a little bit more. Again, it was 2-0 Kitchener after the third inning. Parsons with that big bomb in the seventh inning really just kind of put things out of reach. So Jet Jarvis, Raul Gonzalez, and the aforementioned Nick Parsons will lead things off here for the Kitchener Panthers. They'll have to put it at bottom. Oh, one more. Get another warm-up pitch there from Sucre. And we'll see if the Panthers can climb back. A little bit of a hole to deal with here.
23, Jet Jarvis.
So Jet Jarvis will lead things off here for the Panthers as he turns on the first pitch he sees, and that will drop into right field. First batter aboard here for the Kitchener Panthers as a bloop single to right field for Jet Jarvis. And this is something you're going to probably see a little bit more of as this game goes along. The one thing noticeable on Friday was just how aggressive the Panthers were at the dish, going after pitches very early on in the count. Not often did you see a 6 or 7 pitch at bat. Usually they're getting the ball in play, whether it drops for base hits, whether it goes over the fence. You know, that's just the way baseball works. But making contact, that is the huge thing here for the Kitchener Panthers this afternoon. But again, they will have a little bit of work here as the count now 1-1 against the runner-up for the IBL MVP award last season, Raul Gonzalez. What a season he had a year ago. And just looking to continue on in his second season here in North America. Of course, the Cuban was also a first-team All-Star last year as he sends that one up high. And another tip here as well, make sure you're not parking too close to the ballpark because those balls tend to fly. And if your car is in the line of fire, it's not exactly cheap to get that windshield replaced. 1-2 count here. Gonzalez watches that one as VU had to trap that one down. Nick Parsons on deck. And the delivery inside. A good eye there by Gonzalez as he watched that pitch go well inside. Gonzalez, one of the better hitters in the IBL, led the IBL last season, and that'll be a walk issued to Gonzalez. So first 2 runners aboard here for the Panthers.
That baseman number 88, Nick Parsons.
And this will bring up Nick Parsons, who, as mentioned before, had a big home run on Friday night in London, was actually 3 for 5, finished a triple shy of the cycle on Friday. A single and a double his first 2 times up. And then, as mentioned, in the 7th, put one over the left field fence at the historic Labatt Park. First pitch he sees will drop in, but just above the strike zone, and VU is going to have a conversation with Suker here. Parsons batting .333 this year. Member of the St. Francis Cougars in the NAIA in the spring. Hit .259 this past year. 19 home runs for Parsons down in the States over the spring. And he will put one up high. It's playable here just in the foul territory, but nobody's going to be able to get to that one in time. And Parsons will stay alive. Gonzalez and Jarvis will retreat back from whence they came. Of course, Parsons in his third IBL season played for the Panthers back in 2021. Also in last season, hit .283 in 20 games. You have to imagine he's probably going to see a little bit more time here this season, especially with the way he's been swinging. Swing and a miss there. And there's strike 2 on the local kid. Of course, just from St. Jacobs, about a 15-minute drive here. And he'll turn on that one. That one is going to go up high, but it is playable in left field. Coming over to make the catch. A good job there by Roger Keane, and that will force Jarvis and Gonzalez back.
That's maybe hitter number 48.
And that's something you've seen a lot here, as Junior Ibarra will come to the plate, working as the DH this afternoon. But again, back to Parsons for just a moment, as that was an F7 on your scorecards. Again, it's all about making that contact. And where he hit that one's going to be sent over to third, play over to second, trying to turn 2, and off the base he goes, and they're just going to get the 1. So Jarvis over to third, and Ibarra will reach first.
Catcher number 55, Burnside.
I'll see what that was scored there. That is going to be a fielder's choice for Mr. Ibarra. And that'll bring up Ryan Burnside, the lefty hitter. One of, I believe, 4 or 5 lefties in the lineup here this afternoon. It's going to be a string of them here. A few lefties due up, as there's a swing and a miss by Burnside, quickly down in the count, 0-2. Of course, the Ottawa native in his 4th IBL season stops in Hamilton and Toronto. The 0-2 swing, and he gets a piece of it, but it's going to drop foul in front of the Brantford dugout. As mentioned, Brantford 0-3 on the season. Close loss in Barrie yesterday. 3-2 final. That one's well outside. And that'll put the count at 1-2. And you think about that game yesterday, and they were down only 2-0. Tied it up in the 7th. Then a home run in the bottom of the 7th inning turned out to be the winner, as that one's going to be fouled back, in behind the seats, in behind the Panthers dugouts. Almost hit the soccer field over there. little bit of pop in the bat of Mr. Burnside. And 3-0 is your score. Brantford with the lead. The delivery, the runner's going to go, and Burnside turns on that one, and that one's going to go over the head. 1 run comes in to score. Burnside gets into second, standing up, throw over to third, and Pare comes in as well. 2 runs come in, and the Panthers are within 1. Ryan Burnside with a 2 RBI double.
Stephen Whalen.
So the Panthers starting to turn it on here. And this will bring up Stephen Whalen, who had a pretty good game himself back on Friday. And there's a swing and a miss by the lefty. University of Waterloo graduate. Is batting just .211 here on this young regular season. And watch that one cross Broadway for strike 2. And a little bit of a change here as well. Normally you see Whalen wearing number 5. Has switched jersey numbers this season, now wearing number 27. Check over to second. And Whalen will send that one sky high into foul territory, and that will go into the seats.
Everybody clap your hands.
Trying to get the fans pumped up here. A good turnout here at Jack Couch this afternoon. Whalen in his 6th IBL season. A mainstay in this Panthers lineup. I believe he's the elder statesman of this team at this stage. Longest active Panther, dating back to the pre-pandemic days. And Zucker has to check over to second base, trying to keep Ryan Burnside on the bag. "3-2 is your score, bottom of the first. Brantford with the lead. And that one's going to be chopped down the first base line, but foul. Hitting the fence that they did set up last season. They're going to have a beer garden over there down the first base line when all is said and done. The check, and that's going to be a strike as they'll knock out Stephen Whalen to finish off the inning, but they get a pair of runners across. And it is a 3-2 ball game. Top of the second upcoming here from Jack Couch. Stay with us. We'll be back in 60 seconds. You're watching Kitchener Panthers baseball.
Every day,
on
Canadians come to YouTube to entertain and be entertained, to find the inspiration to create amazing things, even turn adversity into opportunity. And while some look to grow their business, some just want to help us learn a thing or two. Every day, Canadians count on YouTube to build their future, learn new skills, and inspire others.
To be the best, you've got to bring performance from every second. The game is getting faster every season. So Rawlings made a time machine to help you keep up. Introducing the all-new Velo ACP. It's light, it's balanced, so you can pick your pitch and drive the ball with maximum exit velocity. The game's gotten faster. Your bat has too.
Welcome back to Jack Couch Park. 3-2 ball game as the Kitchener Panthers and the Brantford Red Sox duke it out here on a Sunday afternoon, 23 degrees under a partly cloudy sky here. Definitely wasn't fit for baseball yesterday. A bit of rainfall came into the area yesterday afternoon. Of course, nearby Guelph had to postpone their afternoon contest. That is where Kitchener will be on Saturday. We'll get into the next 5 games later on in the broadcast. Still got a lot to focus on here with a 3-2 game here in the second inning. Jarrett Lupton will lead things off here. The number 9 batter for the Red Sox, the second baseman. Quickly down in the count, 0-1, and now 0-2 is, oh me, oh my, that was a swing and a hack and a half there from Lupton. Watches that one go outside for a ball. Count now 1-2. Paris, Ontario native in his second IBL season, technically his third, if you count the 10 games that he played as a call-up back in 2022. Was an electrical apprentice. Went to George Brown. Was the MVP of that baseball team that year. Dakota Parsons with the delivery outside and having a little bit more trouble finding the strike zone is Mr. Parsons. And one thing that's going to be interesting to see here as well is you'll look back on Friday and the masterful performance that Jose Vasquez put on with the complete game, as that one's going to be knocked over right to Gonzalez over to first, and that will be out number 1 as they retire the first batter of the inning. Nolan Misa. You don't really see this too often either. You have the southpaw mitt in Mr. Misa as the glove on the right hand. And there's strike 1 on Jordan Lewis, who singled and scored in the last inning. Playing out in center field today. That one's inside for a ball, 1-1. And just to get back to the point of, how long of a leash do you give Parsons here, depending on how this game progresses? You think about Vasquez going the complete game. That allows the Panthers to play around a little bit with the bullpen because they didn't burn any arms on Friday other than Mr. Vasquez. Of course, you go back to Wednesday, they did go through a couple, as that one's going to be sent foul by Lewis. Of course, that will be the task at hand for Mr. Bill Matisse, the field manager, here this afternoon. The delivery, good crack of the bat there for Lewis as he gets on with a single. A rocket out into left field.
Shortstop number 27, Gus Wilson.
So Lewis 2 for 2 this afternoon. So just so we have our bearings collected here, it is Cale Murray out in left. Luke Murray is out in right. Throw over to first, not in time, as trying the pickoff play there to Lewis. Wilson singled the last time up. The delivery, and that one's just above the strike zone, according to Mr. Newell. A 1-0 count here for Wilson. Singled and then picked off at third base not too long ago. Throw over to second, and they're going to get Nobody, because Lewis gets the steal. And again, you saw that in the first inning, the aggressive base running by the Red Sox. It's on display there once again. Burnside tried to pick him off, but goes into shallow center field instead. But luckily for them, it only went that far. Goes further than that. Lewis is thinking about maybe going to third base. The 2-0, and speaking of which, he's going to run over to third, but he's going to have to trot right on back as Wilson fouls that one off. 2-1 counts, 3-2 ball game. Whole lot of scoring around the IBL. We'll get into the out-of-town scoreboard in just a quick moment. Parsons already up to 50 pitches. This is going to be number 51 as he checks the runner over at second. That'll be fouled away. So 51 pitches in, and we're in the second inning. Probably not going to go the complete game if you are Dakota Parsons here. Probably see a whole lot of bullpen arms here this afternoon. The 2-2. That was well inside. That'll hit Wilson, and he'll take the base.
Right fielder number 24, Matt Fabian.
So Matt Fabian comes up. He walked and later scored back in the first. Last year's Rookie of the Year. He was actually just batting 125 coming into today. Not very Matt Fabian-like numbers. At 406 during the regular season in 2023, hence the accolades that he got. 1 for 8 coming into today. But again, season is young. It's all about trying to find your swing here once again. And as he sends that one sky high and into foul territory in behind the seats. To the right of us as a couple of people go chase that ball down. It's minor baseball day here at Jack Couch. A number of young ones wearing their Kitchener Junior Panthers jerseys. That one goes up high for ball 2. Of course, keep it locked on the social media channels and onto our website. We'll have full details on all kinds of different promotions that we will be doing throughout the regular season. The 2-1. Check swing, and they're going to wave it off on the appeal to first. I'm going to say he held up. That's a big difference there, as now the count 3-1. And downstairs, and Fabian for the second time this afternoon has walked. And that will load the bases
25, Nick Burdett.
For Nick Burdett, who himself is batting just 125 this season. 194 career RBIs. One swing could put that number at 198. And that one picks the bottom corner for strike 1. Burdett, as mentioned, just hitting 125, 1 for 8. That one hit came against Welland back on Friday as he sends one up high. And that one is going to be hit! Hale Murray with a diving catch in left field. But a runner will come in to score to make it 4-2 Brantford. But the legs on the youngster in left field takes away a whole lot of real estate for the Brantford Red Sox here.
12, Jeremy Liu.
So Lewis came in to score. Now runners on first and second. That's Fabian and Wilson, the dynamic duo for the Red Sox. But my, oh my, Cale Murray. Going to make sure to touch the bag, and they're just going to wave it off just to kind of check and make sure everybody was through on that play for the base runners on that last play. But Cale Murray, you make catches like that, you're going to find you find yourself with a little bit more playing time at this level. That one right down Broadway to Jeremy VU. Parsons gets the sign. Runners will go. That one's going to get all the way to the backstop, and the runners will just get one free pass on that wild pitch. So Wilson advances to third. Fabian goes over to second base. The count even at 1-1. That one went way beyond Brian Burnside's control. Held off on the swing. It was down low. They're going to appeal, and they're going to say you didn't go. And the fans getting to the umpires here. The regular occurrence here at Jack Couch as the fans are, let's just say, lively and very, they make their voices heard here at Jack Couch. That is for sure. The delivery inside, and that'll be a 3-1 count. But that's what you want to see here at Jack Couch. Fans just being lively, making noise. And that one inside, but it hits part of the plate. Count now full with 2 men away. Chance to get out of the inning here for Parsons and the Panthers. The delivery, that one is going to be sent foul. There's VU batting .250 this season. Had quite the year a year ago for the Red Sox. He hit .314 in 38 games. 4 home runs. There's a swing and a miss, and he got him. That will end the inning, or at least the half of the inning. Panthers up to bat, coming up here in just a moment. The Murray brothers, followed by Nolan Misa. Stay with us. It's 4-2 for the Brantford Red Sox.
To be the best, you've got to bring performance from every second. The game is getting faster every season. So Rawlings made a time machine to help you keep up. Introducing the all-new Velo ACP. It's light, it's balanced, so you can pick your pitch and drive the ball with maximum exit velocity. The game's gotten faster. Your bat has too.
And welcome back to Kitchener Panthers baseball on YouTube. My name is Mark Pare. So glad you could join us here on this Sunday afternoon at the ballpark as Cale Murray, who had a phenomenal catch just a moment ago, he will be the first up here for the Kitchener Panthers, followed by brother Luke, and then Nolan Misa. It's the bottom of the order. Will come up to bat here for the Panthers. Down just by 2. As we'll take just a quick look here at the IBL standings. Of course, London on top at a 4-1 record. That one coming courtesy of the Kitchener Panthers back on Friday. Hamilton, Welland, Barrie, Guelph. Of course, it is all mixed up in there. A lot of teams have played just an odd number of games here. So that's why you kind of see, guys that are at the teams rather that are at, half a game back, but they're still kind of below teams that are a full game back. It's all calculated by wins on the IBL website. So just in case you might have been confused by that on the scoreboard there. But Cale Murray will start things off here for the Panthers. He'll swing that one and foul it off. So make it an 0-1 count. Out in, again, left field today. That one's inside. One of the call-ups from the junior Panthers squad. Him and Luke, the only two actually on the scorecard that are in the 1 through 9. And that one's going to hit the outside of the plate for strike number 2. Looking at the defensive alignment, Keane, Lewis, and Fabian out from left to right in the outfield. Good trap there by VU to keep the ball in front of them. And then looking around the infield, it's going to be Bateman at third. You have Wilson at short. Jarrett Lupton is over at second base. Swing and a miss for strike number 3. Cale Murray goes down on strikes. Kieran Bowles, meantime, is over at first. And as mentioned, VU is behind the dish, catching the ball from Jeremiah Sucre. So from one Murray to another, Luke Murray wearing number 35 today. Watches that one go well outside. If you're just joining us, the Red Sox stormed out to a 3-0 lead back in the top of the first. Panthers got 2 runs back in the bottom half of the inning. And then Brantford did score a run in the top of the second. That's where we stand here right now. A 1-1 count here on Luke Murray. Luke in that power stance as he puts some power in behind the bat there. That one goes in behind Fabian. Charging over to second base. He's going to slide in, and they're going to get him. Luke Murray tried to stretch a single into a double. But James Lyle's over there to make the call.
First baseman number 20,
So Murray will be credited on that one. So get the single, but gets called out at second base. Swing and a miss for Misa, wearing number 20. One of 4 members of the Waterloo Warriors team from last fall play their home games in this same ballpark, as that's a wild pitch by Sucre. A 1-1 count here to Misa. The delivery, and he'll just flare that one into foul territory near the beer garden. Down the right side of the baseline. The 1-2. Cues it up over to short and over the head of Kieran Bowles, and getting on base there is Misa, and I'd have to imagine that that's just going to be called an error, a throwing error on the shortstop, Gus Wilson.
Jarvis.
So we have 2 away, and back to the top of the order we go with Jet Jarvis. Singleton scored back in the first, hitting .348 coming into today. So that one goes outside for ball one. Of course, Jarvis without his usual running mate in the outfield, Blake Jacklin, thrower to first. Not in time as Misa gets in. Blake Jacklin still running ship with East Tennessee State University. Doing very well for himself down at East Tennessee State. Here's the 1-0. That one's queued up high. Down the third base line and coming over to make the catch. Good job there by Lucas Bateman as he catches one in foul territory to retire the side. We'll go to the third. It is 4-2 Brantford. Stay with us. This is Kitchener Panthers baseball on YouTube. We will be back in 60 seconds.
Viens, Abby. Inzedi.
Téléphone.
Yeah, but you told me that. Okay. I wanted the day off. I knew they wouldn't leave me alone. But I couldn't let the guys down.
That night in 1944, Montreal beat Detroit 9-1. Maurice Rocket Richard scored 8 points, 5 goals, 3 assists. A legend was born.
It's nighttime in a kitchen just like yours. All is quiet. Or is it? The North American house hippo is found throughout Canada and the eastern United States. House hippos are very timid creatures and are rarely seen, but they will defend their territory if provoked. They come out at night to search for food, water, and materials for their nests. The favorite foods of the house hippo are chips, raisins, and the crumbs from peanut butter on toast. They build their nests in bedroom closets, using lost mittens, dryer lint, and bits of string. The nests have to be very soft and warm. House hippos sleep about 16 hours a day.
That looked really real.
Welcome back inside Jack Couch. Into the third inning we go, and the first pitch
First baseman number 10, Kieran Cole.
seen by Lucas Bateman. He took that one in the side, and he goes over to first base on the hit by pitch. And this is where things get a little dangerous here if you're the Panthers. You're allowing guys to get on board a little bit more regularly. And when that happens, it seems like the Red Sox are finding their way to get them around to score. So they got to slow them down a little bit more. That one's going to go just up high, but in the zone for strike number 1. Bateman, his third game of the year, batting 125 this year. Of course, was with the team back in 2022. Played 10 games for the Red Sox 2 years ago. Hit .257. And that one's going to be off of the batter. And another pitch will hit a batter here for the Brantford Red Sox, and 2 guys are on board. Parsons is having a heck of a time here in this one. As there's going to be some movement down Panthers' way. As they're going to start getting some guys warmed up to come into the ball game. Runners on first and second with nobody away. Upstairs on Roger Keane. Of course, Keane making his season debut. The 1-0 is going to hit the plate for strike one. Now, as mentioned, a Kitchener native. But actually grew up in the Brantford Minor Baseball Association. Seen more for his defense than his offense as well. Swing and a miss there. A big hack. Just goes above the baseball for strike two. Brantford's really going to bring up that team average as well. Though they have been getting a few balls into play. Parsons has been helping them out. Runners are going to go on the pitch. Throw over to second, trying to strike him out, throw him out, but they're not going to get the guy at third as Roger Keane will go down on strikes.
Second baseman number 23, Jarrett Lupton.
So Bateman and Bowles will advance. So runners now on second and third. One away for Jarrett Lupton. Comes into this game hitting 200 on this young season. He fouls that one to the fence. Hit 176 in the regular season a year ago. Hit 143 in that 3-game series defeat at the hands of the Welland Jackfish. The 0-1 chopper over. They'll check the runner and they will get the second out. Good patience displayed there by Stephen Whalen over at second base.
Back to the top of the order, center fielder number 9, Jordan Lewis.
So that keeps the runners on second and third. Jordan Lewis back into the batter's box. 2 for 6 in his rookie IBL campaign coming into today and has upped that already as well. Swing and a miss for strike one. It's a junior at Florida National University, named to the first All-Continental Athletic Conference team. And fouls that one away. Also a NJCAA Division III World Series champion with Herkimer College back in 2022. (4-2) Red Sox lead the 0-2 with 2 away here. That one's going to go underneath Burnside. He can't protect it. Throws down the face mask in disgust as Bateman will trot in to score to make it 5-2. So the wild pitch burns the Panthers there. And that'll be fouled off. So a 1-2 count here. Swing and a miss, and they'll get him. Jordan Lewis goes down on strikes. That will end the top half of the inning. We're heading to the bottom of the third with the Brantford Red Sox up by a score of 5-2. Stay with us.
Leonard Thompson,
Panthers baseball on YouTube.
13 years old, diabetes mellitus, 65 pounds.
Starve the child to let them live. The treatment's as cruel as the disease. It's a death sentence.
Dr. Banting, this could be it. He's the first to receive this trial. But will it save him?
It's not pure enough. So we try again. And again. And again.
Before the discovery of insulin, diabetes was a death sentence. Banting, Best, Collip, and McLeod's breakthrough has saved millions of lives. Leonard Thompson's was the first.
Bottom of the third here at Jack Couch. It is a 5-2 ball game. The Brantford Red Sox holding the lead. As Jeremiah Sucre still working the count here. That will bring up Raul Gonzalez.
Attack the bottom of the third. The Kitchener Panthers shoots. Raul Gonzalez.
Of course, Jarvis knocked one right to the pitcher. And there's strike one on Mr. Gonzalez. Walked his last time up. Gonzalez batting .211 on this young season. The 0-1 down into the dirt. Yeah, kind of a far cry from what we saw a year ago, hitting .378 in his rookie campaign. Chopper down over to short, over to first, and they'll scoop it up. They'll get the outs as Kieran Bowles gets that one out of the dirt on the throw from Wilson. And this will bring up Nick Parsons, who flew one all the way near the warning track in left field his last time up. Going to be a mainstay at third base. Cues up to bunt and will hold off there. And that's something you even saw last season as well, particularly from Jet Jarvis. Just trying to get on board, using his speed, using his legs. That one downstairs and off the plate. 2-0 count here to Parsons. Of course, played 2022 with the Panthers, as well as last season. There's a strike. Big swing and a miss there. And that one's going to go up high. Playable, though, in left center. Lewis is going to come over. He'll make the catch. That's 2 away.
Designated hitter number 48.
So now Junior Ibarra, the batter. You know, the one thing that was talked about with Ibarra last season as well was, had a little bit of a slow start on the offensive side of the ball. Went to go represent his country halfway through the year. Missed about a couple of weeks, but did he ever deliver in a big way in the second half of the year once he did return? Quickly down in the count 0-1. Ibarra with a big grand slam home run, as that one's going to be passed away from VU. Pare with a grand slam in the 5th inning back on Wednesday against Toronto. Opened up a 7-1 lead, did the Panthers at Christie Pitts, as that one sent sky high and into the seats. Of course, we know what the story was there in Toronto Wednesday. They go up 7-1, but Toronto climbs back, get a couple of runs in the 8th, and close it out in the 9th with a walk-off to win 8-7. That put the Panthers at 0-4 on the season. Of course, they did come back on Friday in London. The 1-2 swing, and Pare will get a piece of it there. So we'll try again. Just working the count here. Here's the 1-2 inside, and good hold off there by Pare, as that'll even the count at 2-2. The delivery outside, well outside. Full count here for the Cuban national. And Junior's really taken to Canada here as well, as he chops that one down the third base line foul. Of course, played his season here in 2023, actually stayed in Canada for the offseason. Working on getting his citizenship, working on getting accustomed to life here in a new country. The 3-2, chopper down the third base line yet again, foul. Really likable guy in the dugout. Really good, positive guy to have around, and what a defense he provides. As that one's going to go over to third. Bateman over to first, and that's going to do it. A 1-2-3 inning. We're through 3 here at Jack Couch on a Sunday afternoon. It's 5-2 in favor of the Brantford Red Sox. We'll be back
Leonard
in 60
Thompson, 13 years old, diabetes mellitus, 65 pounds.
Starve the child to let them live. The treatment's as cruel as the disease. It's a death sentence.
Dr. Banting, this could be it. He's the first to receive this trial. But will it save him?
It's not pure enough. So we try again. And again. And again.
Before the discovery of insulin, diabetes was a death sentence. Banting, Best, Collip, and McLeod's breakthrough has saved millions of lives. Leonard Thompson's was the first.
Okay. Got a new pitcher into the ball game here as we get ready for the 4th inning. Dakota Parsons out, and in comes Brett Reed. As we will just doing a couple of extra things here in the booth here this afternoon. Apologize for some of my silence. I'm not ignoring you folks at home, I promise you.
Stop number 27, Gus Wilson.
So Gus Wilson will start things off here for the Brantford Red Sox, who are up 5-2. Holds off on the swing there, but it does cross the plate for strike 1. So again, Brett Reed comes into the ball game here for Dakota Parsons. Reed in his third IBL season looked at more as a starter back in his rookie season. Transitioned more to the bullpen last year. And that's kind of where things are for him at this stage. You know, kind of that first guy out of the bullpen and can be counted on to, well, as you saw being a starter in 2022, can give you multiple innings. So that one goes up high. Only his second appearance of the season, as that one's going to be sent high and deep and over the fence as Gus Wilson puts some gas into that one. Over the left field fence it goes, and that's a home run to make it 6-2 Brantford. So the first batter seen by Brett Reed goes the long ball route, as Wilson gets his first home run of the season. Had 4 of them a year ago. So he's on the board with the long ball here to make it 6-2, as Matt Fabian up next in the third spot. In the 3 spot, I should say. Looking to add to the lead. And it should be noted, too, for the Red Sox, that is just their second home run of the season overall. Their other one coming off the bat of Nick Burdett against Welland on Friday. Fabian facing a 2-0 count. And that one goes down Broadway, just above the knees for strike 1. So again, the final line on Parsons, I'll give you in just a moment, as there's strike number 2, a 2-2 count. Parsons goes 3 innings, gives up 3 hits, 5 runs, 4 of them earned, walked 5 and struck out 4, facing 19 batters. As Fabian will knock that foul. Getting into the newly revamped visitors bullpen. Of course, now that you put the beer garden where you do, you have to put the bullpen somewhere else, and it's exactly where it is, just beyond the fence. Here's the 2-2 to Fabian. Holds off on the swing. That'll put the count full. Three-two, and that's going to be cued down the left field line, but foul. Of course, Reed making 16 appearances a year ago. Only started in 2 games. Of course, you kind of see that in the IBL sometimes. I mean, guys have to work. You kind of have to work with what you got, and sometimes it requires a bullpen day. Chopper through the hole, but it gets over to Gonzalez, who gets it over to Misa for the first out of the inning. So Nick Burdett walked and flew out so far in this game. And again, just an interesting guy who's, been a leader on this team. Has been around the Red Sox for a long time. Watch as that one go inside for ball 1. As mentioned, 11th IBL season. Can actually crack the 200 RBI for his count for his career. And he sends that one up high. But it's going to go into the dugout area down the right field line. So a 1-1 count. That one drops in for a strike. Here's the 1-2. Downstairs below the knees for ball 2, much to the chagrin of the fans here at Jack Couch. Of course, for Burdett's career, coming into today, 1,262 at-bats. He has 338 hits. The 2-2 is going to be sent up high. Playable in left field. Hale Murray will come over and he'll make the catch. So 2 away here in the 4th.
Catcher number 12, Jeremy VU.
So VU walked and struck out so far in this game. The delivery outside for ball 1. Again, VU, as mentioned, 2 years with the Hamilton Cardinals organization. Started in 2021, hit .286 with the Cardinals that year. And then .264 in 2022. Watches that one go inside, 2-0 counts. Of course, going from .286 to .264, up to .314 a year ago for the Brantford Red Sox. Don't take them lightly, as that one right over to Gonzalez, over to first, and that, after the home run from Gus Wilson, is a 1-2-3 inning for the Kitchener Panthers. They'll be up to bat in the bottom of the 4th. Stay with us. We will be right back. It's a 6-2 ball game.
Leonard Thompson, 13 years old, diabetes mellitus, 65 pounds.
Starve the child to let them live. The treatment's as cruel as the disease. It's a death sentence.
Dr. Banting, this could be it. He's the first to receive this trial. But will it save him?
It's not pure enough. So we try again. And again. And again.
At Mucho Burrito, the average order takes less than 6 minutes. Or does it? Our salsa.
Before the discovery of insulin,
Those pickled onions.
with a death sentence.
And the
Banting
chicken.
Best call up to
Also, you can
McLeod's
taste the
breakthrough
time
saved
without
millions
having
of
to
lives.
take the time.
Leonard Thompson.
My
was the
carnitas are
first.
ready.
Make sure to check us out at our merchandise tent at the front gate when you head into the park, or visit our shops online.
Welcome back inside Jack Couch Park. It is a 6-2 game as the Brantford Red Sox lead the Kitchener Panthers. One of 4 games happening in the IBL this afternoon. I'd be able to say in most years that means every single team in the league is playing, but guess what? We got 9 teams now. We got a little bit of a oddball, if you will, in the bunch. Just one team not in action here today, and that would be the Barrie Bay Cats. As we take a look around the league, it is a 5-2 game. Guelph leading Chatham-Kent down at Fergie Jenkins Field. Meantime, the London Majors at home this afternoon as well. They're up 7-1 on the Hamilton Cardinals. And the Welland Jackfish, the defending champs, they're in Christie Pitts this afternoon. Probably getting a whole earful from the Bushmen there, as that one's going to be sent into center field by Burnside. He turns on the first pitch he sees for a single. So again, the Jackfish up 2-1 on the Maple Leafs.
Second baseman number 27, Stephen Whalen.
And, the one thing that's really cool about seeing so many new faces coming into the lineup this year and, trying to revamp your look as well, it all comes down to the walk-up songs. You got a lot of classics that are blaring through the speakers here this afternoon from many of the Kitchener Panthers players as they walk up to the dish. As that one is taken outside, but it hits the bottom corner for strike one for Stephen Whalen. Struck out his last time up back in the first. Panthers with some work ahead of them. Down by 4 here in the fourth. That one's going to be queued up. That one's going to find the hole in between Lupton and Bowles. And the first 2 runners are on board here for the Panthers here in the fourth.
Left fielder number 7, Cale Murray.
And this will bring up lucky number 7, Cale Murray. Or struck out his last time up. Now just looking for more at-bats here at the IBL level as a call-up here. And this is going to be interesting to see as you think about the Murray brothers coming in, filling in some holes. You know, this is the time to really showcase what you're capable of. Blake Jacklin on the horizon, Eric Martin also on the horizon too. Both outfielders that'll take their regular positions when they come back from college ball. So this is the time where you can contribute to this team. That could lead to some extra appearances down the line. That one's outside. 2-0 count here on Cale. Cale looking for a steady diet of hits here to help the Panthers try to close the gap here with runners on first and second. The 2-0 inside. Good job by Murray to get out of the way there. Checks the runner at second. Burnside. That's going to go across the plate on a 3-0 count. Make it 3-1 now. Whalen over at first. Burnside at second. Again, this is where the Panthers really need to start cashing in here. Get 1 across, 2 across. It doesn't need to be a big bomb over the field, over the fence. That one's upstairs, and that'll load the bases. Good patience there by Cale. And Luke Murray will come on board here with the bases juiced. And Jeremiah Suker is going to have a mound visit here. As they try to figure out how they want to play this here with the bases loaded. Of course, you see back in the first inning, Panthers threatened. They got a couple guys on base. Got a couple runs across as well. Those are the only 2 runs of this ball game. Had a pretty tidy second and third. In fact, the third was a 1-2-3. But here's a little bit of trouble here as you go through the order a second time. Guys have seen what you are delivering a little bit more. Swing and a miss from Murray for strike 1. Takes a big hack at that. You know, and that's really the difference. And that's kind of the chess match that baseball presents, being able to see what your opponent is throwing at you, and then you get back up for the second time. Have a little bit more of a book on the pitcher, as that's going to drop in for strike 2. And if you're just joining us, 3 runs in the first for the Brantford Red Sox put them in the lead. They now hold a 6-2 lead. That's going to be popped up. Playable here, right in front of the Panthers dugout, and that'll be caught by VU. And that'll retire Murray. but that'll keep everybody on board. This will bring up Nolan Misa. Product of Markham. Of course, actually made an appearance for the Panthers back in 2022. The delivery, and that's going to go just above the knees for strike one. Misa at first base, part of that run to the OUA Championship final for the University of Waterloo this past fall. That one's outside for a ball. Hit .349 for the Warriors in 16 games. Also pretty speedy on the base paths too. So, a guy that once you get him on base, you give him the green light, he can motor down the baseline. He's ahead in the count here at 2-1. Just reached on an error his last time up. 2-1. He fouls that one off of off of VU rather. Ball boy's going to come out to grab that. Count now at 2-2. And we're about an hour and a half into this game now. First pitch was at 2:01. Good laying off on the pitch there for Misa. What's the count full? Just the one out. This would be a good time to just put one into the outfield here and cash in a run or two. Cues that one through. Over to Wilson. He'll get the one, and taking out the second baseman there was Cale Murray on the slide. They will get Murray, but they will get a runner across. And Misa reaches on the fielder's choice, and Burnside comes in to score to make it 6-3. So a good heads a bit of base running there by Murray as he took out the Brantford defender, and I don't think the Red Sox were too thrilled by that, is it? Looks like it has spurned a conversation on the field. As that conversation took all but about 5 seconds. As it was with James Lyles, the crew chief. So runners on the corners here with 2 away. And Jet Jarvis up to bat. Who, by the way, is in his 4th IBL season. He is still technically junior age. Doesn't turn 22 until June 10th. So just a 21-year-old from Wyoming, Ontario, who has burst onto the scene here in the IBL and has quickly become a veteran in this league. The 0-1 lays off of it, but it crosses for strike 2. Of course, plays for McGill University. Just finished his 4th year, in fact, a finance major. I said I was bad at math. That's a guy I need to have up here to do some of my taxes, as that one is sent and drops in front of Lewis. A single for Jarvis, catches a run. And the Panthers are within 2.
Shortstop number 28, Raul Gonzalez.
So Misa advances to second. And Gonzalez with a chance to do a bit more damage here for the Panthers. The delivery. Good curve in there for strike number one. And Suker trying to get out of a jam here. And Gonzalez will get it over, and that's just going to be nabbed up by Bateman over at third to end the inning. But the Panthers get two across at 6-4 Brantford as we head to the fifth. Stay with us. This is Kitchener Panthers baseball on YouTube.
Leonard
And he can lift anything. Anything at all. He's that strong.
Joe Schuster, will you stop or you'll miss your train? Now help me find number 5.
Strong, but by day he's a mild-mannered reporter. Glasses, you know, a secret identity.
Honestly, you Canadian kids.
He'd be in this cape.
A what?
A cape, wearing these blue tights.
A hero in tights. Here it is.
Listen, Lois, this guy is faster than anything, I swear.
If you're not fast, you're gonna miss your train.
That's it. A bullet. He's fast. No, he's faster than a speeding bullet.
Come on, get on there. No one's gonna read a comic strip about a strong man in tights, Joe. It'll never fly.
Fly, no. And
But if you leave it with your burrito, the average order takes less than 6 minutes.
See what your cousin Frank says in
Or
Toronto.
salsa.
Wait, Lois. I've got something for you.
It's Italian.
You never know what might
And the chicken. Also bring taste time without having to taste the time. When your is ready.
Welcome back inside Jack Couch Park. Brett Reed still on the hill here for the Kitchener Panthers. And now a conversation happening here. Looks like they're taking a look at the lineup cards. Don't know what this conversation is about, but again, just to bring you up to date here, again, it's 6-4 for the Brantford Red Sox. Who got things started early with some aggressive base running and took Dakota Parsons out of the ball game after 3 innings of work.
For the Red Sox, third baseman number 29, Lucas Bateman.
And Lucas Bateman, who ended the last inning on a catch that was lined right to him at third base. He'll get things started here. And that'll go in for strike one on Bateman. He was hit by a pitch in the last inning. He was the leadoff batter, actually in the third inning, I should say. Later came in to score. That one goes just outside for ball one. The 1-1. Good grab there by Burnside in the other batter's box to make it a 2-1 count. Of course, Bateman, we don't have too much on him. So that one goes upstairs for a 3-1 count. Of course, played for the Red Sox back in 2022. Appeared in 10 games for them. Hit .257. Delivery upstairs, and that's ball 4. And Bateman gets on board to lead things off.
First baseman number 10, Kieran Bowles.
And this is where you need to really cut down on mistakes and errors and what have you. These free passes allowing Brantford base runners to get on base. And the way they have been aggressive in this ball game. Not exactly a recipe for success, as that one is queued up foul down the third base line. Kieran Bowles hit by a pitch his last time up in the third. Was stranded in the third inning as well. was a member of the IBL championship team in 2022 in London. And that one's going to go off the glove of Burnside, and that's going to allow Bateman to advance to second base. There's Bowles in the 7 hole. Checking Bateman does Mr. Reed, swing and a miss for strike 2. And this is why you have a guy like Reed out of the bullpen. As I mentioned before, gives you multiple innings, can be a guy that if you have to come in earlier on in the contest, can get you through to those 6 and 7 innings, and you can start going into your deep half of the bullpen and some of your closers if you have the advantage. But in a situation like this where you're trailing, and be a guy to really just kind of settle things down a little bit and allow the Panthers to try and get back into things. The 2-2 swing, and that'll go right to Gonzalez. Gonzalez over to first, and that will be the first out of the inning, but Bateman does reach third base.
Pitching at number 13, do you have the size?
And now we have a pinch hitter into the ball game as Roger Keane comes out. Vaibhav Desai from Massachusetts. He'll take a first pitch strike. The 0-1 outside for ball 1. Of course, Desai, I'll tell you, in doing research for this game, his name popped up. A lot of just advertising himself, putting himself out there, wanting to get some playing time, and he's getting some playing time here with the Red Sox. Hit .221 with Raw Riviere in the Frontier League back in 2022. The 2-1 downstairs and inside. 3-1 count here. As that one's going to be fouled off. And that's a full count here for Desai. Works more as a DH here in the lineup as he cranks that one up high. That's going to go deep all the way back, and it's gone. Vaibhav Desai goes long ball for the Red Sox over the right field fence. Make it 8-4 for the visitors. He queued that one up. His first career IBL home run.
Second baseman number 20.
And that's what you want to do if you're a pinch hitter. You come in, you take that spot, and you do some damage. Swing and a miss from Jarrett Lupton. 0 for 2 in today's game. Upstairs for a ball. Of course, we are right near Highway 7, 8 here in Kitchener, and Right off the highway, you get a whole lot of noise, not just from the fans here, but just from all of the cars and vehicles that are speeding along that highway. Here's the 2-1. That one's popped up, but will go out of play. Count remains 2-2. First of 5 meetings between these two teams this season. And he'll get a piece of that and stay alive. And again, you say 5 games because, of course, you think about a 42-game season. When it was 8 teams, you were able to even it out. Math dictates you can play each team 6 times, but now that you add another team into the bunch, it kind of makes it kind of an odd schedule. You play some teams 6 times, some teams 5 times. Kitchener Brantford will play 5 times. It's fouled back to the fence and behind home plate. Of course, these two teams will do it again twice in June. A rare Tuesday night affair in July here in Kitchener. And then they'll play again in Brantford in August. And a swing and a miss there for Lupton for strike 3. And that brings back the top of the order for Jordan Lewis. 2 for 3 in today's ball game. Kind of guy you want to have as a leadoff guy. Will put the ball in play. He'll get on base. He'll steal some bags for you as well. That one goes right in for a strike. And interesting to think about as well, too. Of course, Brantford only playing 3 games so far this season. This is game number 4. Swing and a miss for strike 2. 3 for 5 on stolen bases coming into today. I think they've doubled up that stolen base and stolen base attempt count just in today's ball game alone. That'll be fouled away. So an 8-4 ball game. Kitchener trying to claw back in this one, but Brantford doing a good job of responding. That's what you want from a team, is just that response. As that one's fouled back. A team that's trying to turn the tide and trying to erase the kind of history that they've had over the last couple of seasons. Getting a win early on in the season will do wonders for this team, as that one's sent up high into right center field, and Jarvis comes over to make the catch. That will do it here for the 5th. To the bottom of the 5th we go. It's 8-4 Brantford over Kitchener. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
Leonard
And he can lift anything. Anything at all. He's that strong.
Joe Schuster, will you stop or you'll miss your train? Now help me find number 5.
Strong, but by day he's a mild-mannered reporter. Glasses, a secret identity.
Honestly, you Canadian kids.
He'd be in this cape.
A what?
A cape, wearing these blue tights.
A hero in tights. Here it is.
Listen, Lois, this guy is faster than anything, I swear.
If you're not fast, you're gonna miss your train.
That's it. A bullet. He's faster? No, he's faster than a speeding bullet.
Come on, get on there. No one's gonna read a comic strip about a strong man in tights, Joe. It'll never fly.
Why? No. And again,
Mucho burritos. The average order takes less than 6 minutes.
See what your cousin Frank says in Toronto.
Salsa.
Wait, Lois. I've got that. You never know.
And the chicken. All so you can taste the time. Leonard Thompson's ice is ready.
Welcome back to Kitchener Panthers Baseball on YouTube. My name is Mark Pare. So glad you can join us on this Sunday afternoon. It's been a beautiful day. It's a breezy day here in Kitchener. And Brantford having quite the afternoon. Up 8-4. So we take a look around the rest of the IBL. The London Majors up on Hamilton 8-2 at Labatt Park in the bottom of the 7th. The Guelph Royals in Chatham, Kent, they're up 8-3 in the top half of the 8th inning. Bottom 5 in Toronto. The Maple Leafs up on the Jackfish 5-2. As Nick Parsons will start things off here for the Panthers. 0 for 2. 2 flyouts, 1 to left, 1 to center. As he'll watch that one cross for strike 1. Parsons, quick convo there to see where that pitch was. Was a little bit to the outside, but it clipped the plate as Parsons will cue that one up. Shallow center, right into the infield it lands, and it'll be Gus Wilson making the catch to retire Parsons. This will bring up Junior Ibarra. Reached on a fielder's choice and later scored in the first. One of the 4 runs for the Panthers in this ball game. And sends that one right over, a hot one to handle for Wilson. Can he get him? And he will. Good recovery by Gus Wilson over at short, knocking the ball down. It looked like that might have been too hot to handle for him, but he kept the ball in front of him and just calmly got it over to Kieran Bowles to retire Ibarra. Now Ryan Burnside. A single and a double for Burnside today. That one's going to be sent over right to Bowles, and Bowles will call off Zucker, and he'll just touch the bag himself. We're through 5 here at Jack Couch. It's 8-4 in favor of the Red Sox. We'll be back in just a moment. Stay with us. You are watching Kitchener Panthers Baseball on YouTube.
To be the best, you've got to ring performance from every second. The game is getting faster every season. So Rawlings made a time machine to help you keep up. Introducing the all-new Velo ACP. It's light, it's balanced, so you can pick your pitch and drive the ball with maximum exit velocity. The game's gotten faster. Your bat has too.
Approaching intersection. I've found a faster route. Turn right to save 26 seconds.
At Domino's, we put pizza over everything. That's why we do everything to make sure you get a hot, great-tasting pizza every time. From handcrafting every pizza to fresh ingredients to fast delivery. Domino's, pizza over everything.
For the Panthers, as we get set to start the 6th inning of play. Gavin McLean making his IBL debut, a junior call-up. So he'll take over for Brett Reed here in this one. Third pitcher into the game here for the Panthers. Dakota Parsons started things off. Went 3 innings. The final line on Brett Reeds has 2 innings of work, 2 hits, 3 runs, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. And Gus Wilson will be the leadoff batter here for the Red Sox. We have a 4-run lead. And Wilson, the last time he was up to the dish, went over the fence. One goes downstairs for ball 1. Of course, Wilson singled in the first, was hit by a pitch in the second, and then, as mentioned, a solo shot to lead off the 4th. And he'll put that one up high, and that's going to go into the seats and out of play. The IBL kind of game here with an 8-4 scoreline. You think at some point we might end up into double digits. It usually does here in the IBL. It's a very offensively driven league. Many teams have a lot of heavy bats. Just think about some of the guys that are on their way here. That one goes outside. It's a 3-1 count. Of course, as we mentioned earlier on in the broadcast, you look at the outfield for the Panthers. Blake Jacklin, still with East Tennessee State. Hearing that Eric Martin might be on his way soon. There's a swing and a miss. 3-2 counts here on Wilson. And of course, Eric Martin. Small sample size in the IBL, but showed a lot of power when he did play here for the Panthers a couple of years back, because that one's put into right center, and that'll be nabbed up there by Luke Murray in right field. Good job there by Murray as he slides down on one knee to make that catch. And that is a big first out here if you're the Panthers. It's Matt Fabian now at the dish, the right fielder.
Right fielder number 24, Matt Fabian.
As Gavin McLean deals to the outside. And this is a good thing even here too, if you're the Panthers and bringing in some young guys. That one downstairs. Again, you're getting them adjusted to this level, and you get them communicating with guys that have been around the block a few times here in the IBL. Figuring out signs, figuring out what works, what doesn't work. The 2-0 is going to be fouled off. So that's that experience that you're going to get here if you're young Mr. McLean. The 2-1 is going to be put into left field. Is it going to drop? No! Big catch by Kyle Murray. That's the second time he's done that here today.
Designated hitter number 25, Nick Burnett.
Kyle Murray goes stomach first into the grass and makes a phenomenal catch down there in left field. This kid's a gamer. Swing and a miss for Nick Burdett to open up his at-bat here. 0 for 2 with a walk here this afternoon. That'll miss just on the outside to even the count up. And the one thing that the Panthers have prided themselves on over the last number of years is just how quick their outfield is that one's going to be chopped down the first base line. And how quick that outfield can get to balls, can track down balls, and really make those catches that not a lot can actually make in this league. And it's all about just that communication as well. You have Jet Jarvis out in center field, kind of leading the group here today. As Burdette cues one into center field, that's going to drop in front of Jarvis for a base hit. So, of course, Jarvis being a huge factor out there in center field as well, but the Murray brothers really doing some yeoman's work here this afternoon on the defensive side of the ball. Jeremy VU, the catcher, 0 for 2 with a walk as well. The delivery is just going to miss on the outside for ball 1. McLean gets the sign from Burnside. Delivery well upstairs. Again, it's going to be one of those things where you need to find that strike zone and find it with a little bit more regularity here. As that one's going to go over the head of Stephen Whalen. A base hit there for Jeremy VU. A pair of 2-out singles for the Red Sox here as they're starting to cook here in the 6th inning.
Third baseman number 29, Lucas Bateman.
And of course, for the Red Sox, would like to go into the next couple of days with a point in the win column. Lane checks the runner. That one hits the bottom of the zone for strike 1. Because you think about it, for the Red Sox, at Welland on Thursday, at London on Friday, and then a home-and-home Saturday, Sunday with the Hamilton Cardinals. So they have 4 games in 3.5 days. Burnside over to third. They're not going to get him. Burnside, a good throw there, but Nick Burdette, the veteran, got the jump on that and was able to get over to put runners on the corners. But again, as I mentioned with Brantford, 4 games in 3.5 days. You would like to have a win under your belt and a win to come off of this weekend to make yourself to bring those good vibes into the locker room, if you will. That one misses just on the outside. Of course, for the Kitchener Panthers, we'll welcome the expansion Chatham-Kent Barnstormers next Thursday, 7:30 first pitch. The delivery, that one's going to be sent into left field and right to Cale Murray. He'll make the catch. So we will go to the bottom of the 6th. Stay with us. It's 8-4 Brantford. You're watching Kitchener Panthers baseball on YouTube.
To be the best, you've got to ring performance from every second. The game is getting faster every season. So Rawlings made a time machine to help you keep up. Introducing the all-new Velo ACP. It's light, it's balanced, so you can pick your pitch and drive the ball with maximum exit velocity. The game's gotten faster. Your bat has too.
Baseline bleacher.
Welcome back to Kitchener Panthers baseball on YouTube. All right, welcome back inside Jack Couch Park. So we got the lefty on the hill here now. I believe that is Noah Falkenberg. Could be mistaken there. No, that is number 12. No, it is not number 12. I believe that is number 32. Either way, we have a new pitcher into the ball game here for the Red Sox. And Stephen Whalen up to bat here. And holds off on the swing, does Whalen. Peel over to third. They're going to say, no, you did not swing. And Whalen will go up in the count 1-0. And Whalen singled and scored his last time up. The delivery, that one just missed on the outside corner. So it's a 2-0 count here on Whalen. Had an RBI, actually led off the scoring in London on Friday in the first inning. Now into a hitter's count here, 3-0. We're struck out in the first here this afternoon. That came back in the first inning. The delivery. And right down Broadway for strike one. So it is number 32. We don't actually have a number 32 on our scorecard here for the Red Sox. That one's outside, and ball 4. Stephen Whalen will take his base. So again, we'll try to... I believe that actually is Damian Clark. Yes, indeed, that is Damian Clark. Number 32, a former Kitchener Panther. Played a handful of games for the Panthers back in 2018. A 1-0 count here to Cale Murray, who's really positioning himself to get more action here with the IBL squad. Clark, the delivery. Murray flares that one down the line, and that is foul. It's Murray, the lefty hitter, facing the lefty pitcher. Clark, from Hamilton, graduate of California University of Pennsylvania, previously went to Monroe Community College as well. As mentioned before, saw a little bit of action with the Panthers back in the pre-pandemic days. So it's a 2-1 count here on Murray. See what he can do here on the bat. That one's going to be sent into right field. Murray circling around first. He is going to be held up at first base as Whalen trots over to third as Cale Murray gets on the board here.
Right fielder number 35, Murray.
So Cale Murray with his first career IBL hit. So congratulations to Cale Murray on that hit. As he trying to start a rally here for the Panthers. His brother Luke now up to bat. Both of them call-ups actually not from Kitchener, but they're from the Stratford junior team. That one's well outside, 2-0. Well, this is going to bode well for the Murrays. And see how much speed they have on the base paths here as well. The delivery from Clark. Good protection there from VU. It's a 3-0 count. See if he swings. Oh, and Clark actually loses his footing. That's going to be a balk, and that is going to allow Whalen to come in to score. The runners do advance. Murray to second, and Stephen Whalen will come in to score to make it an 8-5 ball game. As Clark on the delivery on the 3-0 looked like he lost his footing off the rubber. That's going to go into the dirt. Both Murrays are aboard.
Number 20, Nolan Rhys.
And here comes Nolan Misa. As a conversation happening, and Damian Clark is going to come out of this ball game. And the bearded sensation himself will come in here for the Brantford Red Sox. That is Norman Coleman Goodwin from Queens, New York. His first IBL season. The sidearm pitcher, a former U.S. Marine. As he will try to get the Brantford Red Sox out of a jam.
Norman Coleman Goodman.
So this also allows some time for Misa to have a conversation. Try to figure out how he wants to approach this. And this is going to be interesting too, because the sidearm pitcher, there is a little bit of a difference there in terms of the delivery, and a little bit of a difference of where the release point is as you try to track the ball. As I'm going to take about 5 seconds here before we go to bat here in just a moment. So now the count at 0-1 here on Misa, trying to square up to bunt. And you saw the first and third baseman, Bateman and Bowles, they were tracking that one almost immediately. So Coleman Goodwin gets the sign, the delivery, and Misa is going to send that one into the seats. Misa has reached base both times he's been up. Reached on an error back in the second, reached on a fielder's choice in the fourth. Really works the counts too, does Misa. course, trying to adjust to a new level of play here in the IBL. Seeing if his success at the OUA level can really translate here to this level. Misa pops it up. Still in the infield. Bowles tracks it. And that will be nabbed up for out number 1.
Back to the top of the order, center fielder number 23, Jet Jarvis. And get
That'll bring up Jet Jarvis. 4th time at the dish. He has singled twice in this one. Holds off and bounces in and out of the glove of VU as he keeps it in front of him. And a play over at first. That's 2 away as Jet Jarvis is retired, but that pushes the runners ahead.
Shortstop.
So Raul Gonzalez with 2 runners in scoring position here. And he'll turn on the first pitch he sees, pops it up. VU getting underneath it. He will make the catch, and that will retire the Panthers here in the 6th. So, still an 8-5 ball game. Brantford with the lead as we head to the 7th. Stay with us. This is Kitchener Panthers baseball on YouTube.
At the bottom of the 6th for the Panthers, 1.
To be the best, you've got to ring performance from every second. The game is getting faster every season. So Rawlings made a time machine to help you keep up. Introducing the all-new Velo ACP. It's light, it's balanced, so you can pick your pitch and drive the ball with maximum exit velocity. The game's gotten faster. Your bat has too.
When an impaired driver killed my brother DJ, my life changed forever. During the pandemic, all of our lives changed, and many of us turned to alcohol and drugs to cope. As life returns to normal, the increase in substance use from COVID has lingered, and some police services report an increase in impaired driving that caused heartbreak and devastation. Now, more than ever, we need your commitment to never drive impaired, and to encourage all of your family and friends to do the same. Together, we can save lives.
One second. Welcome back to Kitchener Panthers baseball on YouTube. Top of the 7th inning here at Jack Couch as the Kitchener Panthers continue to try and climb out of a hole here at Jack Couch.
Starting the top of the 7th for the Red Sox. First base number 10, Kieran Cole.
As for the Brantford Red Sox, Kieran Bowles, the bottom of the order here for Brantford, due up. And Bowles turns on the second pitch he sees into right field, and Luke Murray will make the catch. So 1 away here in the 7th. Glad he can join us here on this Sunday afternoon.
Left fielder number 13, Vaibhav Desai.
And Vaibhav Desai, 1 for 1 in this game, at 1 being of the long ball variety. Swing and a miss for strike number one. And it is a new pitcher into the ball game here. As that's Crawford Passy, as that one sent into right center, and coming over to make the catch is Murray. Luke Murray making the catch, that is.
Second baseman number 23, Jared Lupton.
He retires the first two batters on a couple of catches out there. The delivery downstairs. Jarrett Lupton up to bat. An 8-5 game. The Red Sox looking to put on some more runs as there's a strike upstairs. Passy. Delivery, right over. Good snag by Gonzalez. Over to first and in time. Good job by the Panthers as they get their first 1-2-3 inning of the ball game. Stretch time here at Jack Couch as the Panthers look to climb back down by 3. Stay with us.
According to Red Sox, no runs.
To be the best,
Don't
you've got to
just
bring
think
performance
about
from
it.
every second.
I do it with a friend and you both can bend. Do it for your muscles and make them hustle. I do it for your feet, it's kind of neat. I do it with some action, participation.
If life is balanced,
Don't
so you
just
can
think
pick your
about it.
drive the ball with maximum
Action, action. Get with the action. Do it.
has to.
Zero 0590. Please go to the merchandise tent.
New pitcher into the ball game here for the Brantford Red Sox as we head to the bottom half of this 7th inning.
On the web at KitchenerPanthers.com, on Facebook at Kitchener Panthers Baseball, or on X
So after
at IBL_Panthers. And remember, you can also watch our
Jeremiah Sucre got things started
at Panthers Baseball
for the Red Sox on the hill.
Thursday night home game as well. Simulcast
Damian Clark came in,
on
saw Nolan
100.5.
Coleman Goodwin,
Now pitching play.
and now
Number 6, Eden Armitage.
and Aiden Armitage comes in his second IBL season from Waterloo, just up the road here. Former teammate of Nick Parsons back in 2023 with St. Francis, actually. Of course, for those that are from the Kitchener area, the Waterloo area, Sir John A. Macdonald Secondary School alum. Of course, that school now named Laurelwood Secondary,
At the bottom of the 7th, your Kitchener Panthers.
just in the northwest corner of Waterloo.
Parsons.
And Parsons turns on the first pitch he sees. Over to Bateman, settles down. The two-hopper over to first. And that will retire Parsons. The two-hopper, I mean, was the two-step from Bateman as he tried to settle down, just throw it over to first. Panthers running out of time here in the 7th. That goes inside for ball 1 on Junior Ibarra. Pare. Second pitch hit into left field, and coming over to make the catch is Roger Keane.
Catcher number 55, Ryan Burnside.
Here comes Ryan Burnside. Who's been doing some damage here for the Panthers here today. Not so much on the scoreboard. He is 2 for 3 here today. Delivery is outside. Armitage with the throw inside again. Just trying to really keep Burnside true and a little bit more off the plate here, it looks like. The 2-0. Burnside swings at that one and misses for strike one. The delivery inside again, but he actually hits the plate this time. Evens the count at 2-2. Here's the delivery again. That one goes outside as Armitage worked a lot on the inside, trying to move the ball to the outside here now. Just working all aspects of the plate here. Trying to keep Burnside off kilter. The 3-2. Outside and no! And Burnside can't believe it here. He's going to argue this one with the home plate umpire here. And they're going to toss Burnside. Daniel Newell, the home plate umpire, has just tossed out Ryan Burnside, and Burnside can't believe it. The call on strike 3, according to home plate umpire Newell, just flipping the outside of the plate, and that will do it for this 7th inning of play. We'll head to the 8th. Stay with us. This is Kitchener Panthers Baseball on YouTube.
Why is just
To be the best, you've got to ring performance from every second. The game is getting faster every season. So Rawlings made a time machine to help you keep up. Introducing the all-new Velo ACP. It's light, it's balanced, so you can pick your pitch. Drive the ball with maximum exit velocity. The game's gotten faster. Your bat has too.
I guess you could say my story's a little unusual. I spend my days analyzing crime stats for the government, and my nights playing with nail polish and creating nail art looks. I share those ideas with millions of people on YouTube, who gave me the opportunity to use what I learned to start my own brand. My audience is my community, and I'm so lucky to have them.
Welcome back inside Jack Couch Park, an 8-5 ball game. And Ryan Burnside, just moments ago, getting tossed by home plate umpire Daniel Newell. And since Burnside was the catcher, we have a new catcher into the ball game. This could be just the one that's taken the warm-up here. Of course, Ibarra, the usual catcher for the Panthers, is DHing today. And I think that's going to be a switch here as well. As yes, indeed, that is going to be Junior coming in to take the pitches for the Panthers pitching staff here as Carson Hepburn comes into the ball game here in the 8th inning.
At the top of the 8th for the Red Sox, center fielder number 9, Jordan Lewis.
So Jordan Lewis up to bat here as that one goes downstairs for ball 1. Lewis 2 for 4 in this game. That one goes outside. Quickly the count now at 2-0. And Lewis gets a charge into that one right over to Whalen. Over to first, and off the bag comes Misa. Does get the grab there at first base, but Misa had to stretch out to make the play. And Lewis gets on board.
Shortstop number 27, Gus Wilson.
That'll bring up Gus Wilson, who has a home run in this game. See what he can do with a man on board here in the 8th. Wilson, first pitch he sees, puts it all the way back to the backstop. Just trying to figure out some defensive alignment changes as well. Looks like there might be some new personnel coming in for the Panthers, and that one goes in for a strike. So it appears Spencer Voisin is into the ball game here for the Panthers. Still have the same infield alignment with Parsons, Gonzalez, Whalen, and Misa from left to right. The delivery, and that's going to be fouled away by Wilson, continuing to work the count. Wilson overall 2 for 3. Was hit by a pitch back in the second as they toss it over to second base to keep everybody true. Over to Ibarra as he tried to keep Lewis on the bag. It's a 1-2 count here on Wilson, the shortstop. Singled back in the first. It's an 8-5 ball game. It's still close, still within striking distance here for the Panthers, but they really got to make sure they get out of this inning unscathed. So Hepburn, who actually started in last Sunday's game against Guelph. The delivery, the runner goes. Ibarra juggling the ball off the pitch, and Lewis will advance to second. So just for those scoring at home, Lewis reached on an error to start off this inning. An error charged to Stephen Whalen, the second baseman. And now Hepburn gets the sign, checks over at second base for Lewis. Couple of nods over. And that one's going to be drilled into right field, all the way back to the fence, right in front of the warning track. One run comes in to score, and that is an RBI double for Gus Wilson. Make it 9-5 for the Red Sox as they continue to respond from any kind of comeback effort from the Panthers here in this one. And in fact, Wilson, a triple shy of the cycle. And that'll bring up last year's Rookie of the Year, Matt Fabian, the right fielder. Walked twice, is 0 for 2 in this game. He'll hold off as that goes away from the plate for ball one. Delivery well outside as Hepburn, almost for a second there, looked like he lost his footing on the delivery. Check there by Hepburn, another member of that Waterloo Warriors team from last fall, as he finds the strike zone there. 2-1 counts. Delivery. Chopper over to Whalen. Whalen picks it up over to first. They'll get the out, but that'll advance the runner as Wilson reaches third.
Fifth man hitter, number 25, Nick Burdett.
So Nick Burdett comes in 1 for 3 in this ball game. Big number 25. As Hepburn will have to deal with an IBL veteran here. He'll get a piece of it. Ibarra is able to get it in front of him. No harm, no foul. Strike one. Picks the runner over at third. And that one goes off of Ibarra again. He's taken a bit of a licking coming into this ball game. That'll give Ibarra a moment to really collect his bearings as umpire Newell comes over to check in on Hepburn. As mentioned, Hepburn, a Newmarket native, just finished his third year with the University of Waterloo. Also a former quarterback standout. Check swing, and they're going to hold off as count stays at 1-2. Yeah, indeed. A former standout quarterback, chose baseball over football, in fact. That one's delivered in for ball two as it comes inside. And you kind of see that a lot with, these multi-sport athletes. They kind of transition, football and baseball. The quarterback throwing motion, very similar to how he delivers the baseball. Inside. 3-2 count as Burdett Gets away from that one. Hepburn gets back in the set. 3-2. Outside, and that will walk Burdett, the designated hitter. His second free pass of the ball game. Runners on the corners now for Jeremy VU. And Burdett's actually going to come out of the ball game for a pinch runner. And that is number 22, Ethan Paulos, who is coming in to pinch run. So Ethan Paulos will bring a little bit more speed to the base paths than Nick Burdett, although if I do say so myself, Burdett did show a bit of speed going over to third base earlier on in this game, back in the 6th. Delivery to VU. It gets away from Ibarra, and Paulos will get an easy trot over to second base. As mentioned before, Kitchener 1-4 on this season, losing 4 straight to start the year, winning 5-2 over London on Friday. Brantford 0-3. They had a rain out actually against Chatham-Kent last week. And losses to London, Welland, and Pare. Although games that have gotten incrementally closer. The 1-1. Ooh, right over Hepburn, and that gets into center field. 1 run's going to come in to score. Here comes Paulos into home, and the Brantford Red Sox are into double digits, make it 11-5. A hot shot from Jeremy VU.
Third baseman number 29, Lucas Bateman.
A 2 RBI single for VU on that one. And the lead is now at 6. Downstairs for ball 1. As we take a look around the IBL real quickly. Just before this next pitch, in fact. 2 games have gone final. That one's going to be fouled away by Bateman. The Royals come out with a victory, 13-3 over the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers. I know about that offense for the Guelph Royals. They have been on fire to start this season. As we've talked about before, 27 runs in this ballpark 7 days ago. They put 13 on the Barnstormers. That one goes into the dirt. And then the London Majors win, in fact, 8-5 over the Hamilton Cardinals at Labatt Park this afternoon, a game that took 3 hours and 1 minute. The game in Chatham-Kent, by the way, 2 hours and 44 minutes. And that one goes in for strike number 2. The other game that's happening, it's in the bottom of the 8th inning right now. Toronto is up 6-4 on the Welland Jackfish. The 2-2. That one just misses Hepburn. Whalen makes the play over at second. They're not going to get the turn to get the double play, but they will get the lead runner, VU, over at second base. Scored that one on the 4-6 for the second out of the inning. So Bateman reaches on the fielder's choice. Brantford, in fact, scoring runs in the first 5 innings of play, as that one's going to be skied into right field and just inside foul territory. A good run there made and a catch from Stephen Whalen to retire the side. But it is 11-5 in favor of the Brantford Red Sox as they get 3 more on the board here in the 8th. We'll head to break. When we come back, the Panthers are up to bat as they try to erase the 6-run deficit. Stay with us.
To be the best, you've got to ring performance from every second. The game is getting faster every season. So Rawlings made a time machine to help you keep up. Introducing the all-new Velo ACP. It's light, it's balanced, so you can pick your pitch and drive the ball with maximum exit velocity. The game's gotten faster. Your bat has too.
Welcome back inside Jack Couch Park. It is a beautiful Sunday afternoon. Just under 3 hours played here at Jack Couch as the Brantford Red Sox looking for their first win of the regular season. As you can see there, next 5 games for the Panthers. It includes a date with the expansion Chatham-Kent Barnstormers on Thursday. Get your tickets now at kitchenerpanthers.com/tickets or join us on YouTube. We will have that game for you. That is also our first game of the year on 98.5 CKWR as well. Then there'll be in Guelph on Saturday, in fact. And then 2 of the next 3 games are against the defending champion Welland Jackfish. So quite the interesting next 5 games for the Kitchener Panthers, to say the very least, as we get set for the bottom of the 8th inning. As Stephen Whalen will come to bat. As crossed the plate twice here this afternoon. As a single. He is 1 for 2 in this game. He walked his last time up. That one goes outside for ball 1. Aiden Armitage still in the ball game here for Brantford. The delivery inside. Whalen holds off. So again, Chatham comes into town, followed by a trip up Highway 7 to Guelph on Saturday. That'll be an afternoon tilt next Saturday. So next 2 opponents Panthers have seen already this season, looking for some revenge. Call it the revenge tour the next 2 games. The 3-0. And that is a 4-pitch walk issued to Whalen. As Cale Murray comes up. Actually, no, that is a pinch hitter.
Pinch hitter, number 24, Sean Skorupski.
So Skorupski, another junior call-up. He from the Kitchener Junior Panthers. And again, this is, very typical of this team, just trying to get some of these guys some reps at this level in the early going, trying to see what you have in the bank, if you will. Before you get some of your regulars back in the lineup. Give the juniors an opportunity to see what they can do at this level. Remember, in a few years, these are going to be some of those guys that you're counting on to be regulars in your lineup and going for IBL championships. Wearing number 24 is Skorupski. Can play some infield, can play some outfield. And he's got an even count here, 1-1. Throw over to first, and Whalen's able to get there in time. Glad you can join us on YouTube. Thank you for watching. Again, we'll have the game for you on Thursday as well. That one's a fair ball down over to first. Good long throw by Bateman as he gets Skorupski on the run.
Number 12.
And now Jordan Carthy comes into the game. So Bill Matish using his bench. Jordan Carthy, of course, has been on this team for a couple of years now. Of course, started as a pitcher. Started to get used more as an infielder, as an outfielder, kind of that five-tool guy. A civil engineering grad from the University of Waterloo in his 4th IBL season. That one's delivered right in nicely, right just above the belt level for strike one. There's going to be 26 coming up this year, as that one's going to hit him right in the shoulder. And Carthy will take the base.
First, number 20, Nolan Neeson.
And this will bring up Nolan Misa with 2 runners on board. Of course, Misa doesn't actually have a hit to his credit here today, but has reached twice already. He'll put that one into foul territory. Will it stay in play? No, it will not. It will go right into the beer garden area. As Misa will step back into the batter's box. A southpaw arm, but bats right-handed. And puts it into the same place he did the last pitch. So looks like there's a bit of wind to work with here as well at Jack Couch. The flagpole in dead center field, the Canadian flag is waving quite a bit, going a little bit more from left to right here. And that one's going to be sent right into left field, and a play is made, and they're going to say they got him. Whalen over at second. So the catch was made in left field to retire Misa. Whalen couldn't get back in time, according to James Lyles, the third base umpire. And that's a double play, folks, and that is the end of the inning. We're heading to the ninth, 11-5 Brantford. Stay with us. This is Kitchener Panthers baseball on YouTube.
There's no runs, no hits.
To be the best, you've got to bring performance from every second. The game is getting faster every season. So Rawlings made a time machine to help you keep up. Introducing the all-new Velo ACP. It's light, it's balanced, so you can pick your pitch or drive the ball with maximum exit velocity. The game's gotten faster. Your bat has too.
All right, welcome back inside Jack Couch Park. 11-5, Panthers trailing the Brantford Red Sox this afternoon. Of course, Brantford came out pretty hard and aggressive in the first half of this ball game. They get 3 runs in the first, a pair of runs in the second. Scoring, in fact, in the first 5 innings of this contest. Wow. Jordan Lewis, a 2-for-5 ball game. He's crossed the plate 3 times. Gus Wilson, a home run, a double and a single, 3-for-4 in this game. Jeremy VU, 2-for-4. Jeremiah Zucker having a tidy ball game himself. He did give up the 4 runs through 5 innings of work, but the offense has given him some run support. As that is Carson Hepburn still on the hill here for the Kitchener Panthers, working his 2nd inning here in the top half of the 9th. And that one's going to be flared up high into left field, and getting underneath it here is, I believe that is Jordan Carthy. Oh, sorry, that is Sean Skorupski in left field. So Skorupski in left, Jarvis in center, and Jordan Carthy will take the place out in right field. So the Murray brothers are out of this ball game. But a good catch there, out in left by Skorupski. Delivery, that one hits on the corner, on the outside. As Desai was retired on that left field catch, and Garrett Lupton now into the ball game here. Here's the 1-1. Upstairs, 2-1. Of course, if you love listening to Kitchener Panthers baseball on YouTube, we also simulcast our games on 98.5 CKWR radio every Thursday. The first one will be this upcoming Thursday when Chatham Kent comes to town. And I promise you, I will have company on the mic on Thursday. Glad you have tuned in for this one here this afternoon, as that one goes upstairs. To put the count at full here for Lupton. It's 0-for-4 in this game, including a strikeout. He's grounded out, so he's been able to make some contact more often than not. Makes contact there again, and he gets on with a base hit. So just as I say it, Lupton gets his first hit of the ball game.
Top of the order, center fielder number 9, Jordan Lewis.
This will bring up Jordan Lewis, who has been productive in this game. And just keep in mind, too, with the 11 runs on the board here for the Brantford Red Sox, there are only 7 RBIs for players that are still in the game. Make it an 8th RBI if you're counting Nick Burdett, who came out of this game earlier on. Jordan Lewis, the batter here, facing an 0-1 count with a runner on board. Swing and a miss for strike number 2. Of course, for Brantford, as mentioned, 4 games in 3.5 days. They'll be in Welland on Thursday. You can tune into Welland's YouTube channel. If you go to the bottom into the descriptions of this very video here, by the way, click like, click subscribe so you'll get notified when we are on the air here in Kitchener. You can actually find the links to all the different channels around the IBL. So make sure you like and follow and subscribe to your favorite team, and you can actually click the Welland one to get to their channel. Just again in that description, you'll be able to get to that Thursday night affair when Brantford goes over to the Niagara region. The 0-2, that one's going to be flared into right field. It's going to drop a fair ball, circling around to third is Lupton, and he will park the brakes. Runners on the corners here.
Shortstop number 27, Wilson.
So a pair of singles here for the Red Sox as they are again threatening in the ninth. And kept things close yesterday in Barrie. Over to second base, and that gets by the second baseman. That is a new second baseman, actually, number 5 for the Panthers. A run does come in to score, make it 12-5. As Spencer Ross is now playing at second base. So Lupton comes in to score, and another pass ball. Make it a wild pitch, in fact, based on my scorecard. Make it another run coming in to score as Lewis. And things are not looking well here for the Panthers as things continue to pile up here. So 2 more runs added to the total, and Wilson will pop that up. Into the Bermuda Triangle, into foul territory, but it does drop. Thankfully for the Panthers, that forces Wilson to get back to the dish. But again, you have that Bermuda Triangle kind of effect where you have the first baseman, the second baseman, and the right fielder all trying to track down that ball. Not one of them able to make the catch on that occasion. So it is a 1-2 count. As we're just about to hit the 3-hour mark. And I got to give a shout out to Stefan Strecker, who has been around this league for a long time. We thought he was retired after last season, but has come back this year, signed with the Hamilton Cardinals as the season was beginning. He gets into the ball game today in Hamilton as they were able to defeat the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers 6-3. Actually, that was the other day. My mistake. In fact, Hamilton down 8-5 by the London Majors. Strecker did not make it into the game. Chopper over to Gonzalez. Quick throw to first. Scooped up, and they will get him. Good play by Raul Gonzalez to get Wilson over at first. The wind coming a little bit inward here at the ballpark. The delivery, that one cued by Matt Fabian into center field, and the catch is going to be made by Jarvis. That will retire the side. 8-run deficit for the Panthers, looking to climb back into this one into the bottom of the 9th. Stay with us. This is Heathwood Homes Panthers Baseball on YouTube.
You've got to bring performance from every second. Every season.
Hi, I'm Gert, and this is my brother Bert.
Hi, we're here to help you stay alert and stay safe.
Yeah, so follow along.
crazy. We'll show you what we mean.
Maximum exit velocity.
Stay alert.
The
Stay
game's gotten
safe.
faster. Your bat has too.
Welcome back to Heathwood Homes Panthers baseball on YouTube. Mark Pare here in the broadcast booth here at Jack Couch. So we have a new pitcher into the ball game here for the Brantford Red Sox, as they look to close things out here and get their first win of this young regular season. So again, Jeremiah Sucre got things started. Damian Clark came into the ball game. Norman Coleman Goodwin, Aiden Armitage. Now Mitch Britton, a junior call-up, will look to close things out here.
Starting on with the ninth from North Kitchener Panthers. Back to the top of the order. Fielder number 23, Jeff Jarvis.
And it will be the leadoff batter, top of the order for the Panthers, due up, Jet Jarvis. So again, as the Panthers adjust and get guys into the lineup over the next couple of weeks, he will take that one inside, nearly hit him. Usually you saw Jarvis work as that number 9 hitter. He was, very adept at being able to get on base and really try to set things up later in ball games for the top of the order. It's Blake Jacklin, we are expecting soon here for Kitchener, would be the one that moves to the top of the order. You'd probably see Jarvis go back to the bottom of the order as he chops that one over to second, over to first, and off the bag comes Kieran Bowles, and Jarvis gets on with the leadoff single.
Shortstop number 28.
As Raul Gonzalez will come to the plate here. 0 for 3 in this game. The runner will go off the pitch, and Jarvis will get in to second base. It was a pretty academic steal, if I do say so myself. Gonzalez watches that one go in for a strike. 1-1 to the Cuban import shortstop here for the Panthers. The 1-1 upstairs. As Gonzalez ahead of the count. Really, to kind of get out of these slumps, all it takes is that one big hit. Gonzalez could, if anything, just use this as kind of a confidence booster going into the next few games. Up in the count 3-1 here, just make that contact. Make the contact with the baseball, even if it's caught. It's all about just trying to find the eye for the ball again. Of course, it was a big bopper in 2023. If I'm not mistaken, was hitting around the 450 to 500 mark in the first month of the season last year. As Gonzalez advances on the free pass. So Nick Parsons comes up here. as Jarvis was able to get over to third because that ball ended up coming all the way back to the fence on that ball 4. Now a conversation happening here. As again, Mitch Britton in this game, the 5th pitcher for the Red Sox. And not really taking too many chances here. Just you have the 8-run lead. Yes, you have a lot of run support to work with. Yes, but the last thing you want to do is allow the Panthers to start getting into a rally. We've seen some lopsided 1-inning scoring in the past here in this ballpark. No lead is safe here at Jack Couch, as they say. As that goes downstairs, it's under the knees of Nick Parsons. Runners on the corners with nobody out. Britton with the delivery. Tries to find that similar spot. He's been really trying to get on the inside of Parsons, trying to take away Parsons' power. So it is a 2-0 count here. And that one flips just on the outside of the strike zone. And a 2-1 count. Britton gets the sign. Chopper down the third base line, but it's going to go foul. And Parsons has a lot of power in that bat. You saw, again, a little bit more working the inside on the first couple of pitches. Now moving more toward the outside, really trying to lure Parsons in to try and swing at some of these pitches. Parsons is going to call for a quick time there. See where this goes on the 2-2. Holds off on the swing, and I'm going to say that actually nicked Parsons on the elbow, and Parsons will get the pass to first. So nobody out. Bases loaded for Junior Ibarra. And I think we're going to get a pitching change here for Brantford. Extended conversation here for Mitch Britton. And a new pitcher into the ball game here. That is Kyle Nash on the hill. See what Nash can do with nobody away. Trying to get out of a jam to finish this off. Making his first appearance of the season. The Ancaster native. Of course, quite the story he is as well. Studied exercise and sports studies, physical therapy at Deauville University. Actually born in Calgary, raised in Ancaster. Hopes to own a physical therapy practice for athletes. We'll see what the righty can do here to try and finish off this ball game. So Junior Ibarra, not to jinx it, but he does have a grand slam home run this season. In fact, he put one over the fence at Christie Pitts last Wednesday with the bases loaded. See if he can do the same here at Jack Couch. That goes outside, and Again, with the bases loaded, nobody out. Really, it's all about trying to take care of the batter here. Maybe you get him to hit. You're up by 8. Maybe you surrender the run at third, try to get a double play in exchange. Maybe you get a triple play ball. Maybe a blooper into the infield, and you can just tag the plate. Here's the 2-0. Ibarra puts that one up high. That one's going to go all the way back, and a good running catch made by Fabian right in front of the warning track. One run will come in to score to make it 13-6. So a sac fly for Junior Ibarra. That one had a lot of distance. That one had a chance, but didn't have enough muster to get over the fence here at Jack Couch Park.
Pinch hitter number 4, Justin Skorupski.
So one away, runners on first and second. And Sean Skorupski is now the batter here. And he puts one into play, into left field. It is playable, though, and catch is made over in left field, rather.
Pinch hitter number 5, Spencer Ross.
As it looks like that is Desai that was out there in left field to make that catch. So 2 away. As the Brantford Red Sox just looking to close out a win here. 13-6 with the lead. Spencer Ross takes the first pitch out on the outside for ball 1. And he'll put one into play, and that's going to do it here as Desai makes the catch. Panthers threaten, but they can't get the job done. The Brantford Red Sox are in the win column here in 2024, a 13-6 victory on the road here in Kitchener. The Panthers will fall to 1-5 on the year. Brantford improves to 1-3 as they got some winning vibes going in their locker room going into next weekend. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we will recap and set things up for Chatham-Kent on Thursday. Stay with us. This is Kitchener Panthers Baseball on YouTube.
2 runs, 11 hits, 2 errors. If you're up
Hi, I'm Gert, and this is my brother Bert.
We're here to help you stay alert and stay safe. Some people that seem nice at first may be real bad
Gert, and this is my brother Bert. What should you do if someone stops to talk or ask directions? So close that one. Turn right. If a stranger stops to talk, always keep your distance.
And never ever go anywhere with a stranger.
Stay faster. Your bat has to.
Welcome back to Kitchener Panthers Baseball on YouTube. It is a final here at Jack Couch, a 13-6 victory. The Brantford Red Sox take care of the Kitchener Panthers. Again, the Brantford Red Sox getting things done in the early going. They score 3 runs in the first. They're aggressive on the base paths, and they just continuously put runs on the board, and they're aggressive again, continuously throughout this game. Kitchener continued to try and make a game of it. They were able to put runs on the board when they needed to, but again, Brantford, it just seems like they had an answer every single time. Dakota Parsons getting knocked out in the third inning after 3 innings of work, rather. Not exactly what you want after what you saw from Jose Vasquez on Friday night in London, that complete game for him. The Panthers, of course, looking to respond here on a Sunday afternoon from that victory, trying to bring it here against the Brantford Red Sox, but the Red Sox are able to get a bunch of runs on the board. They get 13, in fact. They get a bunch of hits on the board as well. And it is, again, a 13-6 victory for the Red Sox. They will do battle once again in June in Arnold Anderson Stadium in Brantford. But Thursday night, the expansion, Chatham-Kent Barnstormers will come to town for the very first time. The Panthers losing in Chatham-Kent in their home opener just a week ago. Now they'll look for some revenge on Thursday night. 7:30 is the first pitch. We'll have the pregame show 15 minutes beforehand. Until then, we're going to say so long from Jack Couch, and we will see you next time.